Many companies conduct annual employee engagement surveys because they clearly understand the direct relationship between what employees think, how they feel at work, and the company's financial performance. However, by conducting such research only once a year, you can lose sight of the most important factors that affect the performance and efficiency of employees on a daily basis. But every manager can debug such operational processes at the level of their division quickly enough. The focus on operational processes has become particularly relevant now that we are faced with the need to rebuild most business processes almost from scratch. The unexpected forced transition of most employees to remote work, which seemed to us a distant prospect, forces companies to find new ways to manage remote teams. In this situation, it is especially critical to organise a system for constantly collecting feedback from employees about availability of information received by them, sufficiency of all types of resources, the quality of interaction with the manager and colleagues, and as a result, the level of their working condition. Conducting such research on a weekly basis will allow companies to take prompt measures to eliminate the obstacles that employees face in their daily work. Let's see what practical steps can be taken based on the results of such research. Operational parameters that can be evaluated and quickly corrected at the level of any business unit. The colours immediately show the main areas of attention. If the Pulse survey indicates a department in green, then you do not need to worry, everything is fine there. If you see the department is marked in yellow, then you need to carefully look at where the main pain points are and what can be fixed quickly. If the department is marked in red, then this is the stress point in the company, which should be given special attention and to figure out what is happening there. In the system, you can view the details by failing in the division you are interested in. This way, you will get detailed information about which issues of operational management are the main problems. And in each of the sections, you can see a detailed transcript of the responses of employees. You can also see which factors are the most important for your employees. As we know, an employee will be more conscious of their activities if they clearly understand what key tasks the company is currently solving. If we see that this information is not available to employees, then each manager can quickly correct the situation by bringing the necessary information to their employees. We are not talking about annual meetings and big communication messages, but rather creating a focus for employees in each department so that they can easily prioritise their work and clearly understand what contribution their work in their areas and projects make to the overall business. How often have we found ourselves in a situation where we thought that the current tasks and priorities are obvious to every employee? However, a huge part of employees are simply afraid to ask or clarify whether they have correctly understood the tasks that the manager has set them. Pulse survey allows you to quickly collect feedback from employees and correct the situation without waiting for it to become critical. Based on our many years of experience working with different companies, it is not enough to just set the focus and clearly set the task. It is also important to provide employees with the necessary information to complete the tasks, the lack of which is often not obvious to the manager. Pulse survey allows you to quickly assess the availability of necessary information for employees by simply asking them about it. It is quite common that employees are faced with a basic lack of technical resources or the unavailability of colleagues whose participation is critical to the completion of a task. Not every company has the culture that allows employees to openly communicate the problems they face that can be easily solved if you attract higher-level managers. However, is it enough to just regularly ask employees about it? Very often, it seems to us that everything should work like clockwork, and the imagination of the manager may not be enough to overcome all the varieties of obstacles that employees may face when implementing tasks. Pulse Survey allows you to collect feedback from employees in an open format without limiting the variability of problems that occur to a closed list. Each person has their own unique managerial style of communication, which significantly determines the need for the quantity and quality of interaction between the boss and subordinate. The required level of interaction can be adjusted based on weekly data rather than waiting for feedback once a year. Pulse Survey allows a manager to correctly manage the necessary level of communication with their employees, receiving prompt feedback. The company's overall performance depends on the quality of interaction between divisions. Pulse Survey allows you to evaluate the quality of such interaction and promptly correct the situation if it becomes critical. Pulse Survey allows you to evaluate the quality of management of a particular division. After all, if you see a tense picture in most aspects of the management activities of a division, then there is a reason to ask about the effectiveness of a particular manager. The same information in the context of the company as a whole gives an idea of those aspects of operational activities that need special attention. All these factors together lead to the fact that our employees are either satisfied with their work over the past week or not. If we observe that from time to time our people are not happy with the results of their activities, we can safely assume that this situation will lead to burnout of employees in the long term. A sense of belonging is one of the most important human needs. Pulse Survey allows you to regularly assess whether employees feel part of the team. It would seem that a simple question about the mood of your employees at the end of the week can tell you a lot about how things really are in the company. Even if the employees didn't have the courage to say what they were missing, the harmless question we ask as part of the Pulse Survey about mood will allow the boss to think and begin to understand what is happening. The external environment, how people react to huge flows of information about the state of affairs in the world and the country, dramatically affects the psychological and emotional state of employees. At the Adhesis Institute, we believe that regular assessment of this factor helps companies set up the right information flows by understanding the intensity of the overall emotional background in the company. By evaluating this factor, the company can analyse what, when, and how to support employees in the current situation. Analysing all of the above factors, not only for the company as a whole, but also for each division and sections by different groups, such as tenure, age, and experience, will allow the company to understand where it is hurting and take quick action. Pulse Survey provides a unique opportunity to track the dynamics of changes in the situation for the company as a whole. However, Pulse Survey also evaluates the dynamics for each specific factor in any interesting section, such as by departments, by age, by work experience.